What's up, guys? It's Brian from Hashware Hub. It's about August 20th, 10:22 p.m. Eastern Time, and we got a brand new trading video coming to you. But first, if you're new to us, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell. Join us on over at Steemit and DTube as well. And be sure to post these videos on whatever forum you're on. Any help would be greatly appreciated, as we are looking to expand this channel as much as our time permits. So let's get right into it. I didn't plan on doing a video tonight, but was able to get home a little early, so here I am. And you know, I need to do my own catching up homework on the market, so I figured I'd just do something really quick. Just what are we looking at? How are we looking at things on a really kind of quick basis? And, you know, a lot of this isn't necessarily rocket science, what I'm going to be showing you and stuff like that. It's just, but I think it's reassuring to some people that, you know, that, I don't know, it's just more information, really, when it comes down to it, right? So, thanks everybody for the great, you know, words of confidence and stuff like that. And the big welcome back I got, you know, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So let's get into it. So, you know, we're seeing a lot of these same patterns, right? These large, like a lot of these same, like, call them like, you know, bearish flags, ascending channels, ascending wedges, whatever you want. But a lot of this looks like a lot of all of this going on back here. Let's actually pull this back to a 4-hour basis real quick, right? So a lot of this looks the same, right? So we can't really expect that we're going to get anything different until things start looking different. And yeah, we are looking at things definitively from a bearish standpoint, as we had been for quite some time, for quite a many months, when it was, you know, not the cool thing to do. Go back to you know, some of our early day messages, you know, when we were screaming, take profits. Yeah, so let's zoom in a little bit here. Okay, so what do we have? We have you know, these same patterns over and over again. And this is the way we're looking at things right now, right? You know, we have these ascending you know, channels, as I mentioned several times here, and you know, they break down, right? Ascending channel breaks down, ascending channel, you know, breaks down. Same thing here as well. Ascending channel breaks down, and this is more of a complicated one, right? So right now what we're looking at, this is a 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, I know it may not look all that pretty and stuff like that. You can also count this right here as a 5, but I think this is a truncated fifth, where we then have an ABC coming down. That's the way in which I'm looking at it. You know, you can look at it however which way you wish. The point of this is that, okay, so now we have kind of like, I'm trying to think about the best way to think about this. It's kind of like almost like a change of trajectory. It's like a change of heading, right? So you could almost look at this, the angle of this, as like a bullish sentiment, right? Or kind of a corrective bullish sentiment. When I say, remember, we're correcting in the bullish direction, right? Because remember, the overall trend is down, so we correct in a bullish direction, instead of the reverse happening when we're in a bullish market, we correct in a bearish direction. So we see kind of, these are like all on the same angle, right? Even here as well, and then boom, we get something different, right? We have this line right here, this blue line right here, right? So maybe we just change the color real quick. I don't know, instead of blue, let's just call it red. So we have this different change of trajectory, and to me, this usually tells me something. It's not something I've really spoken about much before in the past, but to me, this tells me something. This tells me, well, maybe people aren't so happy with what's going on in the direction that we're going, right? Maybe there's going to be more of a significant change of direction. It usually is in the direction of which the angles are capitulating. So in other words, so we have this higher steep angle here, and then we have this less of a steep angle here. So expecting something that's then going to come back down here. Do you understand what I mean? So next thing really is what I also want to show you is that volume is really low. Okay, cool. Yeah, we all get that. But I mean, now we're getting in super low territories, right? I mean, you can even see. Okay, we had this bullish spike up right here, and also the same here on the price. But it came up to this 4-hour resistance level, 6,506. Okay, which we knew about. I forgot exactly when we drew it, but it may have even possibly been after this, if I'm not mistaken. Regardless, so we have this 4-hour resistance level, and it then popped back down. But this 4-hour resistance level, 6,506, is a number that makes sense, right? There's a ton of congestion right here. Obviously, this pierced through it right here, but then we have all these tops right here. Okay, and this came back down again. So you can look at this also from another perspective, is that you have these tops, right? So something has to happen. And if you're a betting man, as I am, with as much information behind me as I possibly can get, I'm looking at this in the sense that it's probably going to go down, because highly unlikely it's going to go up with all this resistance going on. And that's exactly what happened. It came down here, right? We have unbalanced volume that's falling off. You had Laguerre that just kind of made a turn. I think it was right on this wick right here. Yes, this wick right here. And this is on a 1-hour basis, and then it just broke right through. It doesn't really take a genius to kind of really spot these types of things, right? It really doesn't. But what are my expectations? What are my expectations of where things could possibly go? And I think a lot of this has to do actually with this Gann angle that we were talking about for quite some time, this top of this Gann fan. Go back into yesterday's video if you're not sure exactly what I'm talking about here. But depending on time where we're going to fall out here, is I do feel that we can sit right on top of this thing again. Okay, and if we fall back below it, well, that's not a good thing. It's definitely not a good thing. And if we zoom out a bit more, well, clearly, obviously, it's definitely not a good thing, right? We fall down below it, into this territory of, call it like 5,600. Well, now we're basically clearly below all these bottoms right here, and that's obviously not such a good thing. So that's kind of like my bearish scenario. And quite honestly, I don't foresee that being highly likely. Yeah, I mean, believe it or not, I'm starting to get more and more bullish as the days go on, and as time moves on as well. And one of the main reasons is because tons of doubters are coming out, and tons of people are fleeing the market. I'd like to see that, because I want to get in the market when it's nice and sleepy and quiet and nobody really is watching it and stuff like that. And if it's still holding on to these levels, well, maybe that's not such a bad thing. If everybody's kind of, not everybody, but people are how do I put it? They're kind of discontent. They're more openly expressing their discontent with the market, and I think that's a good thing, quite honestly. And I think that's the pendulum has swung, albeit swung pretty greatly, but compared to the highs we're at, I mean, you'd imagine it's going to swing in a harsh manner in the opposite direction, and that's what we're seeing here. And it could go much lower from this point. I just don't see it being highly likely as of right now, as of this moment. So let's look at some other things. So let's update some things. So the 1 hour support is gone, obviously, right? So now we're going to call this 1 hour support. We're going to be calling it 1 hour resistance of 6,356. And let me just update that real quick. And that's really all she wrote for today. With 4 hour resistance is staying the same at 6,506. The daily resistance is staying the same at 6,751. The pattern, let's look at it possibly in a daily, on a daily basis. One thing, I think you guys enjoy this better. It hurts the hell out of my eyes, and I'm not used to looking at it this way, but and it may be a little bit easier for you guys to see, but we have this cycling, maybe on a weekly basis it'll be easier to see. But, we have this cycling, going on, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's petering out. So eventually this is going to have to come to some head, right? Even if we're looking at this on a weekly basis, and we just draw, something like this, right? I mean, we don't have too many more weeks to go before some decision has to come about. And obviously this formation right here is not necessarily a bullish formation, it's a bearish formation. But I am, like I said, I'm getting more and more bullish, just from what I'm seeing from not even things that so much from a technical standpoint, but more from a fundamental. And I know, oh my gosh, he said fundamental. He never said anything about fundamental. But yes, from more of a fundamental perspective, I'm getting a little bit more bullish. And the patterns are showing me, this is like typical, like, just keep grinding pattern. Like, just start, the market's really just pissing people off left and right. And that's what you want to happen. You want people to start losing their patience. You want people to start saying, F this, I'm out of here. And that's really the time to start getting in. And not saying that's the time right now, but I do like what I'm seeing. So really, really high level stuff. I'm not really getting into too much of the Elliott wave stuff or anything else, right now. But just kind of wanted to show you at least what I'm looking at, on the interim basis. Yes, I know I'm going to get a lot of people saying, the 55 EMA, we broke right through it. Was it the 55? Yeah, I think it's the 55. Yeah, 55 EMA, we broke right through it. The market can't even hold that. What are you talking about? Am I going to be bullish? Yeah, okay, fine. We do have a lot of things to kind of go through before we start becoming really bullish. But maybe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're getting some sort of ABC, kind of coming back down type of thing. Or maybe it's another. Maybe I counted this wrong. But in the interim, I don't think it's so much about the count. I think it's more about what are we looking at for resistance levels, support levels, and stuff like that. So that's the way I would be playing this market right now. Looking for resistance, looking for support. If I'm day trading it and stuff like that. Clearly, this level right here of this 6,227 is a significant level. It hits here, it's here, here. I'm sure if I go back, I'm going to see more and more of it. So, yeah, that's really about it. I intended this video to be much, much shorter, but I am way out of practice, so my apologies. Anyway, guys, happy trading, and we'll speaking to you soon.